Hello, everybody. It's such a beautiful day. I'm sitting out here because I have books. I have books. So I appreciate the movement of people that are buying books on Amazon and Barnes & Noble, but now you can get them from me. And y'all, let me just say this. People who write books do not write books to make money, okay? You write books because you got something to say. So that being said, when you buy your book on Amazon or Barnes & Noble, I think I get like $5 a book. When you get it directly from me, I get 3 times that amount. So you definitely, I would urge you to order your books directly from me. I think on Amazon, the hard copy is $39.99 plus whatever shipping you may have to pay. If you get it from me, mine is $49.99, especially if I have to mail it to you because of the shipping. Okay, so I would encourage you to please get the book from me. But if you get it from Amazon or Barnes & Noble, I thank you for supporting me. What I've been doing, y'all, is sitting out here signing copies for the people that signed up for my masterclass. And each masterclass ticket will come with a book. And my masterclass, it is $150. I think with the Eventbrite, it ends up being $160. And that is by design. You get the book, which is $49.99. Plus, you're paying me for 3 hours of clinical work. And this masterclass, it really is for professional healers, y'all. Those that work with the public, that work with people. Because I do want to license people. I know I'm going to license people in this work. And you get a signed hard copy from me. So, y'all, that being said, and I got my little whale right here, as I'm talking to y'all. And that being said, I want to talk about how these past clients I've worked with, baby, I have not been in practice in some years. But when I tell you clients, people that you have influenced and impacted and inspired and helped, they will find you. A lot of my past clients have found me, and I am so grateful that they have. And I also, when you're in practice, you go to all these ethics conferences, they tell you you can't be Facebook friends and social media friends with any of your clients. Like, So, and I adhered to that, but what I did was left all my pages public. So all of my pages are public. Everybody can see what I'm saying. Everybody can see what I'm talking about. But as I'm signing this, I got to one client that was so dear to me. And so if you get your book from me, I'm just going to, pray over it and say, okay, so what should I say to this person? So I wrote this to her. Say, sis, let me first honor you for your willingness to stay alive, for your unwavering love and support for all the wounded parts of yourself. I'll never forget our sessions together, the way you embodied a beautiful, subtle power and a supernatural willingness for your wellness. Thinking about it now still makes me want to fall at your feet, sis. You did the damn thing. And I'm so honored that I was a part of your amazing journey. Thankful for you and so many others for inspiring this work. Much love, Storm Blackwell, aka Kelly. So you get a personal message from me if you get your book from me. And so, y'all, I got on here, to say a lot of great things are happening. Great things. I think I said in one of my videos, I woke up and Spirit told me to get my passport ready. And not even 2 weeks later, I hear from the people requesting me to come to Beijing, China, with talks of translating my work into Mandarin. The lady kept saying, think about your thesis and the premise of your book. The women in Beijing needs this work. And a part of me is like, I know. Because anything you write for black women, it's going to bless the masses. Why? Because we have embodied every struggle known to man. We have embodied and conquered the shit. So we really are the medicine. So that's something that's exciting, going to Beijing in June. Now, I am only partially, funded, which was the full amount they could get, give for new authors. And I got that. And I know God is going to come up with the rest. But hey, if you want to donate, my Cash App is down below. And the PayPal link is down below as well. And I have that down below because I really do want y'all to order the books from me. And so you can do that, via those links. So Beijing is coming up in June. April 10th, I will be with 60 high school students. Here in my local town of Ripley, Tennessee. 60 high school students, the dual enrollment program. And I can't wait to bring this work and my nurturing nod, teaching emotional literacy to these high school students. Y'all, I would love to give all those babies a free copy of the book, but I have been mandated by source. I can't do nothing for free no more. Nothing for free. You know, I'm going to do these book signings for free, but I have books on sale, and I know that they're going to sell. But I would love if somebody could sponsor for me to give each copy, you know, to one of those students. Because, y'all, I believe every black family in America needs a copy of this book. You need one for your household. Your daughter need one for her household. Your sister need one for her household. It's a book that you're going to keep coming back to refer to, you know. And I will say it's a type of a Bible. I'm not saying it is the Bible, but you will be able to go to it and find practical things to do. You know, a lot of books like this do a good job of telling you everything that's wrong with you. I first start out telling you what's right about you, but I also tell you what to do and how to apply the medicine to the areas where you're still struggling. So, you know, I hope that makes sense. And I was thinking about why I chose sunflower. Y'all, I love sunflowers. And so in doing my research, I didn't even know about this. Sunflowers, when you see them, are always going to face the sun. They're drawn to the sun. They're drawn to the light. And to me, that's what black people are. We are always drawn to the light. The fact that we can still cultivate joy, that we can still talk about our trauma, noodles, you know, with no packet, and cereal with no milk, that we can still talk about our trauma with joy. That's a sunflower, baby. We're going to always face the sun, and the sun is just beaming right here on me. So that is the reason why, you know, I chose the sunflower. And I'll be with those students on April 10th here locally. And then I'm headed to Memphis May 17th to the barbershop this summer. And that's one reason why I'm not working on this PhD anymore. And I'm going to get to that too. But, you know, I opted to do my internship in the barbershop, in the hood, in Memphis. And so now I am an approved clinical supervisor, which means I probably have more experience clinically than every professor I've ever encountered when I was working on that PhD. But they had a problem with me wanting to do my internship at the barbershop with these little black boys. And I'm thinking, hold up, I'm not going to go in nobody else's practice or hospital, let them tell me what to do with how to work, you know, with my people. But anyway, y'all, I'm going back to the barbershop, now a published author, and I'll have these books with me, you know, for sale. But when I go back to the barbershop, it won't be kids, it's going to be their parents. So that will be a free event that I'm offering. That'll be a free pouring that I'm offering, with hopes that people will purchase the book after seeing me put the book in action. And then May 30th, headed to Atlanta. And y'all, Atlanta is probably getting ready to be my home base. I just feel that in my spirit. And I am going to I'm going to start practicing again in some shape or form. It'll be in Atlanta. This book was birthed in Memphis. Memphis was what was the initiation, in my opinion, and Atlanta is the activation. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. If you don't, then I ain't finna over-explain, because I don't do that no more. But I want to test this theory in Atlanta because of the black prosperity and the black progressiveness. You'll read in the book that I am a church girl, born and raised, you know, in the Kojic church. You know, I bring a little carefrontation to the Kojic church. In the book, I don't talk about confronting, but carefronting. I care about you enough to bring this to your attention. And so I do believe, you know, the scripture, that's in me. That didn't leave me in my spirituality. The scripture that says the first shall be last and the last shall be first. We getting ready to be first. We have to be, because it's true. We have to be. But when we are first, twin, family, sis, we have to lead from wellness. We cannot leave this world from our wounds, lest we become like all the motherfuckers that's in the Epstein files. Okay? We can't lead from wound. What's going on in America is all the motherfuckers wounded. When you give wounded people power, that's what happens. We're going to lead from a place of wellness. So while I'm not working on a PhD anymore, because y'all, I've been in 5 PhD programs. Well, yeah, 5. When I applied to my 5th one, I sat face to face with the chair who had been there 48 years. 48 years. One man, white, over the department for 48 years. Okay? So I let him know about my book. and I showed him a tool, that my Nurturing Nod tool that I have created, that I'm going to take to the babies April 10th at UT Martin Ripley. And he looked at all of it and he said, people go to school to get a PhD to do what you've already done. He said, why are you here? You don't need this program. And he said, furthermore, nobody is going to be able to take credit for the research you've already done. You don't need to be here. Bitch, say less. Okay? So I'm done with the PhD journey. I'm done. I did not. And only reason why I wanted a PhD, because I'm thinking if I am Dr. Kelly at the time, before my even name changed to Storm, before Spirit changed my name to Storm, I'm thinking if I am Dr. Kelly, maybe people will hear me. Maybe they'll respect me. Y'all, I don't believe nothing like that no more, because I am convinced with all the PhD programs I have been in that most of the ailments that occur in that happen in the black community and has been happening, it starts in research. It starts with people with PhDs. They do the research because they are funded by people with money. So when people with money pay you, you can make the research say what you want it to say. Y'all, the whole time I'm in these classes, I'm raising my hand like, where did you get this information from? It was all of these white scholars talking about what they thought black people needed. Didn't nobody come to us and ask us what we need. I'm thinking, that ain't us. Now, I was in an interdisciplinary program. So I think I probably had, this is no lie, I'll post my transcript after a while, but at least 11 or 12 doctoral level theory courses. So I know how to write theory. Okay, the theory is an educated guess or a hypothesis they have formed about something, and then they go and test it to see if it's true. In all of these theory courses, criminology, sociology, social work, anthropology, urban theory, group counseling theory, all of these social work theory, all these theory courses, all of them look at black people the same way. Each discipline looks at black people as dumb, dependent, deficient, that we are the problem. When the fact that we have survived all of these obstacles that they have engineered really lets you know that we are the solution. They made themselves the standard for how we are supposed to live. And so we think when we get the house, the car, the degree, all of that like them, then we're going to be happy, joyous, and free. No, the fuck we not. You know why we not? Because they ain't happy, joyous, and free. Everybody, in Washington got the house, the car, the clothes, speak correct English, and look at where we are now. And I'll say again, because they are wounded. I never forget Spirit saying to me, not to make things so racial, because Spirit said to me, when did you start seeing race without seeing the wound? I'm like, damn, that's right. Because white people wounded in a motherfucker. They are. And they really don't know what to do with it, because, see, they think because we do have the money, we do have the status, we ain't supposed to be feeling like this. But for the first 10 years of my practice, that's who built it. Them. Real talk, they did. But anyway, I am writing my second book. Let me go and say that. And the second book is the BlackWell Theory of Whiteness, the way I've experienced it, the way I've treated it. Because reading this book, one would think that I'm racist. I'm not racist at all. I can't be racist because I don't have the power to suppress anybody. Now, prejudice, I'm going to be real honest. I prefer us over them. I'm going to always defend blackness. Ain't no self-hatred blood in my body. Ain't no anti-blackness in my body. I love us, whether we got a bonnet on, a muumuu on, whether we convicted of hurting and harming us, I still love us. Now, I hate the shit that we do, but I can separate who we are from what we do, because I know what we do has been socially engineered by them. Okay? Let that sit with you. What we do has been socially engineered by them because they are wounded. But my job no more. I ain't trying to save or rescue them. I'm trying to make sure that when we get in this position to lead, that we're leading from a well place and not a wounded place. I am owning, y'all, my identity as a healing healer. Healing, which means I always got fucking work to do. Don't ever look at me like I'm perfect and got it going on, because bitch, I don't. I always have work to do. And you've heard me say that healing is so beautiful. Why would you ever want to stop it? Why would you ever want to stop it? So in my healing state, my desire is to bring wellness to you. So again, with me going to UT Martin Ripley, and then going back to the barbershop without somebody signing off on my motherfucking hours. And now I ain't healed from that shit. I'm not healed from it. I'm still mad when I think about how this hoe gonna tell me how to deal with our people. Hey, what? And you ain't even ever seen them. This when I was out there training 2 years in California. But I got a lot from them. I did get a lot from them. And I got some more wounds from them. Every PhD program I left with another motherfucking wound. So what I did was write my own theory about it. And I know I'm not the only black person that has a theory. And I did not write it to them, but I know their ass is reading it because they need this work. And what scares me, that's one reason why I want to do this master class. That's going to be March 31st. I want to do this masterclass because the way they are training new counselors, new social workers, and new therapists, they training them in that same shit that black people are deficient and broken. When we are we the soil of the damn country. We can't be too broken. I talk about it in the book. How the fuck you don't trust black people, but many black people, especially around here, even in Lauderdale County, got the damn keys to your house. You know, or the black woman that had your white baby on her titty. You know, we can go make the drop to the bank for you and all this kind of shit, but then you're going to look at us like you don't trust us. Nigga, you crazy motherfucker. You overly dependent upon us. And we have played that role also to help you remain that way. My book is saying we ain't finna do that no more. So, y'all, going to Beijing is exciting. And the thing that I'm really excited about, a university has written a seminar using my book as a primary text. Now, this program is for first-generation college students that will use my book as a primary text. Because, see, when we go off to college, when we send our kids to college, I didn't go to a HBCU, but my son did. I made sure he did because I couldn't go. So, yeah, my son is a Howard graduate, HU, you know, okay? But when we go off to college, especially to these PWIs, we start reading this shit. Then we want to side-eye grandma, big mom, and auntie, the same motherfuckers that raised you. We want to side-eye because according to what the white people said, it's something wrong with y'all. Yeah, I almost took the bait. But I'm thinking, something about this shit ain't right. This ain't right. So all the stuff I learned in school when I was practicing as a clinician, I threw all that shit out the window because I knew it wasn't going to work for our people. I made up theories on the spot. As I said, what worked in Ray Ray and Pookie house wasn't going to work in Keisha and Nene house. So what I would do was work with the people, get the energy, and then formulate my knowing to be able to give them the blueprint for what they needed to do in their households. So, you know, and where I want to go, y'all, with these 60 high school students, I would love to give them copies of this book because some of their parents ain't going to even look my way. Y'all, the whole time I was practicing, you had a whole lot of working black mothers that would make sure they would put their kids in therapy, but their asses wasn't going to show up. You know, they wasn't coming. You're going to send them to Miss Kelly to work it out, to make sure that she act right. And what y'all don't know is I was sitting there talking to your kids like, shit, you know your mom ain't finna change. She going to keep putting that nigga before you. She is not finna change. She gonna keep running to the damn casino. She is not fixing to change. She gonna keep working 90 and 100 hours a week. She is not getting ready to change. That's what I'll be talking to y'all kids about. I'm just gonna be honest with you. And I would love for them to have this book so they can see the wounds in their mothers. That my mama is too wounded to be any more than what she is right now. And that ain't hateration. Really, that is confrontation. Now, I would love, you know, for black women, because black woman, it is written to you. But again, I'm trying to save. I don't want to save. I want to invite, because it ain't up for me to save nobody. Okay, I want to invite the generation 25 years old and younger, because that's the generation that's going to be a part of that first. You know, the first should be last, the last should be first. They're going to be centered first. Y'all, they already smart as I don't know what. They're already smart as I don't know what. And here's the manual so we don't keep perpetuating the same wounds. So y'all, get your copy of the book. I have the Cash App and the PayPal in the link below. Get it from me. You can email me at the BlackWell Theory at gmail.com. I have all that information so I can send you a signed copy of the book. I still have spots in my master class March 31st. And if you feel like you are well enough to handle that teaching, because this ain't going to be about just therapy and your wounds and all this kind of stuff. You ain't finna work me that hard. This is gonna be a co-creative, co-creative kind of process. Now I answer whatever question you want me to ask. I may even, channel a little bit, whatever comes through me, I'm gonna offer that to you. But you won't be the same. You won't be the same. And if you can't do the master class, come to one of the live events. You can't come on April 10th because that's closed for the students. 60 of them, y'all. 60 students. Oh, God, I can't wait. I just can't wait to be in front of those babies, y'all. And just to be able to... Because, see, I don't get the mask from the kids that y'all get. Y'all be getting attitude and all that kind of stuff. I see the realness in them. Oh, God. I see the budding, the flourishing in them. And I love that. And I talk about this in the book, too, about just my work with young black kids, that were wounded. And I get to help change the narrative so they don't believe shit like they're worthless and they're weak and they're stupid and can't do anything right. They won't believe that shit. That's what's wrong with us. We still believe all the negative shit about ourselves and we perpetuate that. But anyway, I'll be in Atlanta May 30th at the Atlanta Metropolitan Library. That is a free event, and it will be an experiential event, experiential, group processing. And I can't explain how it is when you get in group with me, but books will be there for sale, and I'll be able to sign them as well. So just popped on here to say this, y'all. I'm out here enjoying this beautiful day, enjoying my wind chimes, enjoying this sun on me, and life is just really sweet. Life is really sweet. I can't wait to see where this journey is going to continue to take me. Y'all be well. Be well, be well, be well.